So first and foremost, links. The best links that you will have will be local links. Now, this will hopefully in some part answer what Phil was talking about. You should aim to have as many of the local businesses, tradespeople, people you come into contact with, link to your page. Now, this you need to pay attention to it. I don't want people getting the wrong side of this. I want the it's easy to get it wrong, especially when I'm doing it here on the screen rather than sitting in a room and working it through with you. Okay, so one-way links. So a person locally linking to you. So if you have, let's say your local hairdresser has their own website, and you can encourage them to link to your website. That one-way link, if you have a number of those, so you've got the local plumber, the local hairdresser, the local I don't know, restaurant, the local I don't know, builder. If these people are all linking to you, then these one-way links pointing at your site is telling Google, in effect. And again, guys, I'm not saying this is huge and it's on its own going to do the job. It's another little increment. It's another little thing. But these one-way links pointing into your site is telling Google that you are important, you are relevant, because these people want to link to you. When you do a reciprocal link, when you do a link back out to those people, that is in effect, and I'm simplifying it, but that in effect is cancelling out the link, because Google is now saying they've shared links. They're doing an arrangement. They're sharing links. So it basically neutralizes the value of the link that you've had coming in. Hopefully this is making sense. Now, there was a time, and everything is fluid and everything changes, but there was a time when Google looked at these reciprocal links and thought that's valuable. Then it saw that people were gaming the system, and all they were doing was organizing links with they were link farming basically, and they were going to different people and saying, you link to me, I'll link to you, so on and so forth. So what they started to do is not necessarily penalize, but neutralize those links. Okay, Mr. Pratton's on the line. He can either back up, contradict, or provide more insight into this. So one-way links are going to be much more important than outbound links, than two-way links. Yes, links to larger organizations like your local council, like your NIC, authorities, big authorities. Yes, those links will give you kudos, they'll give you some value as far as Google is concerned, but my view is that sending them away is it's not worth it, in my view. For what you get in return, it's not worth the link. So how do you deal with reciprocal links? How do you deal with asking your hairdresser or your plumber or your somebody else to actually link to you? There's one easy way of doing this. Instead of providing a link on your main domain name, what you do is you create an independent page. This is the part I was saying, stay with me on this, okay? Because without sitting with you in a room and talking this through, this could be easily misconstrued. You sort out an independent page, and on that page you will have something like, these are the businesses that we recommend, or so these are the businesses Kent Electrics trust and recommend. And inside of there you would have a little blurb and a little description. So Mary Jo's hairdressing salon in Church Street, Chatham, and a link to Mary Jo. Bob the Builder and a link to Bob the Builder. Joey the Carpenter, a little bit of information, and a link to Joey the Carpenter. That little page will sit on its own URL, its own domain, and you will then have a link from your website to that one page. Hopefully that's making sense. So what you're doing is you're encouraging your other local people to link into you, but you're not linking back out to them from your website. You're giving them a link. You're not linking out from your main domain. You're linking out for a subdomain, but you're linking that subdomain to your main domain. Very tricky to. Gary might be able to provide more detail on this, or explain the mechanics behind it. If anybody wants more detail on it, and wants to work through it, we can do. But my view is that is going to be a much better way of linking out to other businesses rather than having it on your main domain from an SEO perspective or an SEO point of view. So you have all these independent people coming into you, which telling Google you're important, but they're not. Google's not seeing all these links back because they're sat on a completely different main. All Google's seeing is this one link to a different page. Hopefully that makes sense. Any queries or questions on that, give me a shout. So you should be collecting local links. Get as many local links as you can. Get them to link to you. Quality one-way links are going to be better than two-way links. So again, you know, authorities linking into you. If you can get a link to your local authority by, for example, if you're on the, in our case was the Medway Fair Trader scheme, if you're on a scheme like that, that's the local authority, that's the local council, and if you can get a link in like that, that is going to be, it's going to carry a lot of weight. Mix the link destinations. When you are getting links into your site, don't send all of the links to your home page. You know, if you are linking from a local builder, or you're linking from the local carpenter, you may want to mix up the links. Don't have all the links pointing directly at your home page. Send people to your contacts page, to your about us page, to your services page. Give it a good broad mix. The search terms will pick up the broad URL, but then you also want the people landing on different areas or different pages inside your site. Hopefully that makes some kind of sense. I know it's a quick overview of links, one-way links, reciprocal links, and so on and so forth. Gary's putting some information in there. I'm not going to read every single thing out. And again, if you have any questions, talk to either me or Gary. But what have we got? We've got Mr. Palmer's just joined us. Good morning, Mr. Palmer. Nice to see you here, sir. So Gary's saying, to expand on the trusted link page, ensure you use the no follow attribute to the links. Yeah, we're going probably a little bit too technical. Like I said, we can go into more detail if you contact either Gary or myself. But the bottom line is, you are better off not showing Google that you're linking back out to these people from your main domain, because yes, there's a slight amount of value. If Google thinks that you're trying to game the system by swapping links, you get no value from your link. If you have the link incoming to you, you get value from it. There's still a lot of people out there teaching old methods. Okay? And you know what? Next week, the week after, this could be an old method. But there are a lot of people out there telling you, oh, reciprocal links, get him to link to you, and if you can get a high authority one linking into you, and you link back to that, you know, the system will change. It is fluid. But at the moment, the consensus or the general wisdom is having good quality of one-way links coming in makes you look relevant. That makes sense. That makes sense. You know, when Google is going out and it's looking it's looking for who's relevant, it's going, well, all of these people are linking into him, so he must be important, he must be relevant, this must be an important site for these search terms, so we'll give that some value. But if you're linking back out, it's like, they're sharing links, they're just trying to game the system, they're helping one another. So you've got to be careful how you manage the links. Now, when you do this, don't share this information with the people that you're asking to link into you, because you want the link from their page to your page. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. If you do have any queries or questions, please do ask them, either myself or Gary. If it's something that you're planning to do and you want to get it right, then by all means book in a Skype call. Either talk to me, talk to Gary, and one of us will be able to talk you through it. So yeah, okay, so that's links. Right, content. The next thing on a website that is extremely important is content. Now, content in this instance, we're breaking down into a number of different sections. And please understand, when I'm talking now, I'm talking about content to optimize your web page. Okay, I'm talking about content to optimize. That's what I'm interested in, getting your page, getting your website ranked up high. Okay, so everything that I'm talking about will be from the point of view of ranking. Hopefully that makes sense. But content is broken down into a number of different sections, which we are going to go over here in pretty sharp order. First and foremost, you have your page content. Now, when I talk about the page content, what I am talking about is the basic information that you are putting on each page of your website. We're not here talking about blogs. We're not here talking about information. What we're talking about is when you fill out your your website, whether you do it yourself or whether you get somebody to do it. If you have somebody do it, i.e. we've got Gary Mawani who does the free sites for the members, he will ask you, what content do you want on the front page, the home page, the services page, the About Us page, and so on and so forth. So you're asked for that content, okay? Or if you're doing it yourself, if you're doing one of the website builders and you're doing it yourself, you have content that you want to put up there. Now again, most people think in terms of making it look smart, and that's a good idea. Making it look smart, providing loads of information about what you actually do, which in some cases can be a bad idea. You want to restrict the amount of information you put on it because you want to encourage people to inquire. You want to encourage some curiosity so that there's enough information that brings them to you rather than too much information that they go, oh, I've made my decision now anyway. But that's a whole other issue. So if we go back to one of the fundamentals that I talk about when working with anybody, is that whether you're writing ad copy, whether you're writing emails, whether you're doing videos, whether you're doing websites, you should start from the basis. Number one, you understand who your ideal customer is, but then number two, you should have a list of approximately 25 keywords, words that are likely to be used in your ideal customer's vernacular, words that they would use to describe things, to search for things, to look for things, words that would resonate with these people. So you should start from the basis that you have created your ideal customer, you have created this list of words that would attract them, and these are things that you would use in any element of your marketing once you've created this. So when you've described who your ideal customer is and you've created this list of words, and you know that part of these words form your search terms, then when you're describing your business, when you're writing your content for your homepage, you should try and ensure that you get as many of these words into that content as possible. Why? Well, one good reason is that when your customer is reading it, if these are the words that are in their vernacular, then it's going to attract them. But number two, if it's words that they're going to use to search, that they're going to use to type into a search engine, then it's going to show a higher relevance for you on their on the search engines. The other thing is to not put streams and streams and streams and streams and streams of text onto your web pages, but to give brief descriptions and bullet points. It's easier for the human to read, and it's easier for the search engine to read as well. One of the worst things you can do, and you see a lot of people doing this, is front loading loads and loads of keywords. You still see some web developers doing this, where at the bottom of the page you'll have something like, and we cover Gillingham, Chatham, Rochester, Westmoreland, Kingston, blah, 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 and they list all of the towns and villages, and all they're doing is they're stuffing keywords in there in the hope that it's going to be picked up by the search engines. And truth is that maybe one time it used to work, but the truth is now Google is more likely to penalize you for something like that when you're keyword stuffing, as they call it, rather than getting your words and your terms and your phrases into the text, the information that you need. So hopefully that's an overview of that. Bottom line is you want to rank locally, so keep your language local centric. Use local words, use colloquial terms. You know, if there's a pet name for an area, by all means list the area by its proper name, but you know, call it by its pet name as well. You know, really simple thing like there may be like Snodland Dell, and people colloquially call it the Dell or something like that. Well, use these things. Keep them local centric because it will resonate with your local audience, but also if they are typing these colloquialisms into the search engines, then they're the ones that are going to be recognized, while everybody else is being proper English and trying to make their website look the part and sound the part. You're actually going to capture the local audience. Make sure that your content is audience focused, so talking languages. When you're putting content on your page, talk about the benefits and the results for your audience, for the people who are going to use your service. Not about, you know, not bragging rights, not we've been in business for 75 years and we've done this and we have that and we've got this qualification, we've got that. Yes, that's important, but every time you have a we've done this, what's the benefit to the customer? What is the benefit that, you know, so we have been 75 years in business, which means that for your peace of mind, we're going to be around for another 75. Yeah. We hold £5 million public liability, which means that for you, all of our work is fully insured. So don't make it very we and me. Make it audience focused. What is it they say? For every me, you should have a 2 or 3 yous and yours rather than me and we. So make it audience focused. What's the benefit in it for the audience? Make it local centric. So make sure you are using local terms, local colloquialisms, and you're targeting for your local audience. There is also a requirement for legal compliance. Most people tend to miss out on this. There is a requirement for you to say what you're going to do with information. If you're capturing information on a website, i.e. you have a lead magnet that you're doing. If you don't know what a lead magnet is, it's a lesson for a completely other day, but ask the question, somebody will answer it. But if you're capturing details, you have a requirement to put the legal information on your site. Most of you will have seen little hidden pages on websites that are disclaimer or privacy policy, cookie policy, all of that. Make sure you have those on your site. You should have links to those on the bottom of your site, in the footer of your site, but don't miss out on the opportunity to make these keyword rich as well. Okay, so have them, but don't miss out on the opportunity to get your keywords in there. Don't just stick to all of the legal terminology. Look through it. Know that you're covering the legal compliance part of it, but see where you can make it keyword rich for yourself as well. Now, one of the other things with content pages, all of your content pages, every single one of them, should have the name, address, and phone number of the business in the footer. Now, I know that in an image or whatever at the top, you're going to have the contact number. You may even have a clickable link for the contact number. You should have. It should be very obvious up at the top of the page. No matter what page they go to, they should be able to get hold of you. But on the bottom of the page, list in the footer the name, address, and phone number. That will help with the ranking as well. Make sure that the NAP, as they call it, NAP, name, address, phone number, is exactly the same as you list it on Google My Business. Now, Google My Business again is a completely separate lesson. We will cover that. Most of you got emails on that, but we will cover that on another morning. But make sure that you're using consistently the same business name, address, and phone number. Make sure it's exactly the same, whatever directory you register it on. So that's a basic, again, overview of content, page content. Now we're going to take a look at a couple of other forms of content that you should have on your website. First one, or the next one, is video. Bear with me 1 second, guys. I just got to refresh a page here. It's looking a little bit frozen up on me. So first thing is, next thing is video, of course. Now, video content, I have always said, is important on the front page of your website. You should have a welcome video. Again, you are a local company, you are a local organization. So having a video where you are presenting yourself to your customers, helps you to build a relationship. That's great. From an SEO point of view, your video should be the embedded code from your YouTube channel. You need to have a YouTube channel that is registered as well in your business name and linked to your website. And that welcome video should be set to autoplay on your website. The autoplay feature, it's easy to set up. Again, I'm not going to go into it in detail here, but when it autoplays on your website, the result of that is it keeps the person longer on your website. Now again, if experts are to be believed, the longer a person stays on your website, the more relevance Google will give to that website. So if people are hopping around looking for the right electrician and they're moving from site to site, and the quicker they're moving and they're flicking through a page and they're going, this isn't interesting, that isn't interesting, and they're moving on, then these websites are getting less and less relevance because people aren't staying. It's like, well, somebody hopped on there, they stayed for 2 seconds and went off. It's not relevant. I'm not going to show it the next time. Whereas if people are staying on for longer on a website, it will get a higher relevance with the likes of Google. Having a video that auto plays captures people, even if it's just for an extra couple of seconds, because out of curiosity they will want to play the video. Now what I tend to encourage people to do is have the video just slightly below the fold. What do we call below the fold? Below the fold is just off of screen, so that you have your header, you have your bit of text, and then you have your video, and the video auto plays. Why is that important? Because it keeps them there that little bit longer. When they come onto the site and the video starts to play, they hear what's going on. Human curiosity tells you, and you've done it yourself. Some of us at some point have done it ourselves. You hear the video play and you think, what's that? So you grab your mouse and you scroll down to find the video. Those extra couple of seconds will help you with your SEO ranking, believe it or not. They will give you that little higher relevance than a site where somebody just bounces on and bounces off. So have a video on your front page, linked to your YouTube channel, that auto plays on your site. That's number one. Number two, you should also have a video page on your website. And in your video page, excuse me, in your video page, you should have 6 or 8 videos that you have created for your customers. How-to videos, things about information on certificates, information on energy saving, anything that is going to resonate with your ideal customer. But if you have 6 or 8 of these on your website, then pretty much like a blog, you need to rotate and change these pictures at regular intervals. Now on the Kent Electrics website, I think we had, I can't remember, I think it was about 5-6 videos that were on there. And every month or so, we would change them over. Just drop one down and put a new one up. What that's doing is it's providing Google with fresh content. It's showing Google that there's something fresh up on the site. Now, in all, I think all I ever had for Kent Electric was something like 15 or 20 videos. I can't remember exactly how many it was. But I would just rotate those videos on the website and change them around and change a little bit of information, a little bit of text that went with it. And all that's doing is providing fresh content every now and again on the web page for Google to search. And of course, you have your blog page and you support, we're going to talk about blogs in a minute, and you support it with a blog. But again, all of these are hosted on YouTube and the link embedded onto the website. So have a video page where you're providing your customers with some information. Yes, it helps your customers, but it helps your ranking immensely as well. So some video basics. What have we got? First and foremost, have a welcome video. Create help videos, how-to videos for your customers, and also have a link back to your YouTube channel and encourage people to share your video. Have links in your video to encourage people on YouTube to actually share your video. By all means, have them linked to your Facebook page as well. When you have a video, or you create a video, upload a video onto your website, link it across onto your Facebook page, put a link back from your Facebook page back to your website and to that video on your actual website, encouraging people to move around. and become active on your site. The more activity on your site, again, the more relevance it is going to get. Okay, so how are we finding it so far, guys? Are we getting some value from this? My screen has frozen yet again. Let me see some thumbs, some hearts, and the like going across that screen if you are at the moment enjoying this and getting some value from this. As you look at the tip of my bald head yet again. Okay, if asking to link with someone's page, will they not instinctively want to link to yours? If asking to link to someone's page, Ian, it's the other way around. You're asking them to link to you. If I'm reading you right here, what you're doing is you're asking them to link to your page. So you want that one-way link coming in to your page. Yes, instinctively they will say to you, well, give me a backlink, and that you do want to do that, but don't do it on your main site. Do a trusted links page, as Gary has described it. You do a separate page, sits on a separate domain, where you will have all of your local people that you link back out to. You want them to link into you from their website. You want to have a trusted page. Now, the thing about the trusted page, guys, is for all intents and purposes, it looks like it's on your website. It looks like it's on your website because you will have one of the tabs across the top of your page which says people we do business with, or trusted links, or trusted businesses, or something like that, where people will click on that link, but it takes them off to the other page, which is in essence, although it's just a page, in essence it's another site. Like I said, very difficult to try and explain in this little setting here. But it's a very good technique for having a trusted page where you can have all these people that you link out to, and you can promise them that, yeah, I will link back to you. Yes, absolutely, I'll link back to you. It appears it's coming directly from your website, but the truth of it is, it's a non-indexed page. If I'm using the right term, Gary, correct me if I'm using the wrong term here. It's a non-indexed page, so Google doesn't see that you are linking out to all of these people. All it will see is these people linking into you, unless of course they're using the same trick, and that's why I'm saying to you, don't tell them the trick that you're using. But it gives it that more relevancy to say how important you are. You're getting all of this link coming in, so therefore you must be important. Hopefully that makes sense. And I know that this can create some confusion with people. I know it can. The very same as when we were talking about domains last week, where, you know, I know it can create confusion, and this is what these SEO geniuses depend on, guys. This is what they depend on. They go, oh, we understand this, nobody else understands it, so we'll charge you a fortune for doing it. The truth of it is, it might be a little bit difficult to explain and get out there, but it's dead easy to do, and can have a huge impact on your website, have a huge impact on your search engine capability. Somebody said, and you know, here I am being guilty of it as well. Somebody said to me during the week that they didn't understand what SEO was. Stupid of me, I should have explained. You know, SEO, search engine optimization. And again, you know, you get caught up in this stuff and you start talking jargon. But what is search engine optimization? All it is, very simply, it's anything that you do that helps Google find your page when somebody is searching for your service, and in my case, in your local area. And you know, the thing is, some people get so bogged down in all the technicalities and all of the phrases and the technical language, that they get lost with it, and they think, oh, this is difficult, this is hard, I'll pay an expert to do it. And these guys are dependent on that because, well, that's obviously how they make their money. But the bottom line is, there is so much you can do yourself. You know, you go to any SEO expert, guys. If you go to any SEO expert and you're paying him money to get your site ranked, he is going to pick that low-hanging fruit first. That's what he's going to do. He's going to look like God, because you're going to go, well, I wasn't ranking, I was on page 23 of Google when I came to you, and within a week or two you've got me up to page 2, or you got me up to page 1, even better still. And all they have done is all of this low-hanging fruit. They've gone into your website, into the back of the website, and they've done all of this stuff that I'm talking about now. They've asked you, what keyword do you want to be relevant for, if they're a good SEO expert. Some of them don't even ask, they just think, oh, I know best, I'll get you ranked for electrician. Duh. But all you want to do is rank locally. You're not worried about nationally. You're not worried. You want to get ranked locally. You want local people, when they search for an electrician, finding your details. It's freaking useless if you're in Chatham and somebody searches in Scotland and finds you. That's a waste of SEO. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of effort. You want to be found in Chatham for the term electrician. Anyway, starting off on our rant again. So right, the next piece of content that we want to look at, guys, and we're going to flash through this quite quickly, is blogging. Now, I think Gary would support me on this and agree. Blogging is the best form, the easiest form, and the best form of SEO, search engine optimization, that you can do. What is search engine optimization? All it is helping the search engine, Google, Bing, Yahoo. It's helping the search engine find you when people put in the terms that you want to be found for. That's it. So blogging, using blog content, is one of the best forms of search engine optimization. Once you've done all the low-hanging fruit, once you've picked all that, once you've done your labels and your alt tags, and you've got your content right on your page, and you've got your domain name sorted out and your page name sorted out, all of that kind of stuff. Once you've got all of that, constant blogging, frequent blogging, is going to help you to rank. When Google can come back to your site on a regular basis, and how regular is up to you. You know, blog monthly, blog fortnightly, blog weekly, but whatever you do, make it consistent so that Google sees there is consistency to what you are actually doing. I don't know if there's a huge value in blogging every week. I don't really know that, to be honest. I don't know if there's a huge value to blogging every month. All I can say is I do know that regular or consistent, that's the word I'm looking for, consistency worked for me. To say, if you're gonna post a blog every fortnight, post that blog every fortnight, because Google will see that there's consistency. Google will rank you accordingly. It'll go, well, every now and again he puts up some new information. New information's a good thing, so we will help him to rank. So that's number one. Make sure that when you are blogging, that you're blogging consistently. There's a couple of other things as far as blogging is concerned. Make sure again you're using keywords. We go back to that list of 25 words or phrases that your ideal customer is likely to use, either to key in, or the colloquialisms, words that they are likely to use in their vernacular, in their vocabulary. Have those words and try and get those words into, without stuffing, try and get those words into your blogs as often and as frequently as you can. One of the techniques I would suggest, and I think Gary would say the same thing, is write your blog first. Write the blog first with the intention of giving the information that you want to your customer, whether it's about LED lighting, whether it's about outside sockets, whether it's about the state of the industry, whatever it is. Write the blog first, and then sit your 25 keywords beside you on a piece of paper and just see where in the conversation can I put those words where it's going to actually sound relevant. Because again, if they're just stuffed in lines of text that don't make sense, Google will spot it. The logarithms, the codes that they use, they'll spot keyword stuffing. But if it reads properly in conversational tones, then it will get you the relevancy, and it will look right in the contents of the blog as well. There are various elements that you can optimize inside a blog. Well, let's start at the top. Use an image and optimize the image. We know what to do there. Name the image correctly, use the alt tag, use the description. That's number one. Now, each blog that you write has headings, subheadings, and body text. Each one of those have a certain relevancy for Google, and you can almost see the hierarchy. You know, the heading is going to have high importance, the subheading will have next importance, and the body text will have another, and they call them tags. You have H1 tags, H2 tags, H3 tags. There are probably more, and again, there are people more qualified than me that will give you much more in-depth information about how to identify the tags. But the information I want to get across to you is, in these header tags, you should again have the key words that you want to get ranked for. So try where you can in the headings to get So for example, and I'm making it very basic, but for example, if I want to get ranked for I don't know, local electrician in Chatham, I'm making this up, you've got to be more inventive, but if I want to get ranked for local electrician in Chatham, then in the heading of my blog, it may be, you know, six tips on saving energy from your local Chatham electrician, or your local electrician in Chatham, or from an electrician in Chatham. So I'm going to try and get the keywords that I want to get ranked for inside the header text, but make it read properly. And you want to do the same in the subheading texts as well. Yes, there will be relevancy in the body text, but you'll get your 25 keywords, or your a combination of inside your body text. But remember the importance of using the H1 and H2 tags as well. I've mentioned it already, but one of the key things is make it flow, make it read for your audience. Don't try and just make it gobbledygook or keyword stuffed. Make sure that the information that you are putting out is relevant. Now, the truth is, guys, most people don't do blogging because they go, oh, well, nobody reads my blogs anyway. And this is an advantage to you, because what you need to understand is, yes, it's nice when people read your blog, but that's not your main goal for writing a blog. Your main goal for writing a blog is to help Google decide that you are important, so that it puts you up front when somebody is looking for an electrician in your area. That's your goal. That's your main goal. So when you see all of these people go, oh, I tried blogging, nobody reads it, I don't get any comments, I don't get... Ignore that. That's not the purpose. That's not what you're aiming for. What you're aiming for is Google going, every now and again, those little spiders go out from Google, and you want Google going, oh, he's got some new information on it. It's relevant to the search term that somebody's just keyed in. I'm going to put him up here on page 2, on page 3, on wherever it is. Well, you don't want page 2, page 3, you want page 1. But I'm going to put him here, because if you don't, you'll end up on page 2, page 3. So that is blogs and blogs basics. Guys, given the time that we have this morning, that is as much as I can go through.